Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz Interview Series with award-winning New York City jazz pianist and composer Marius Brink. He opened up about his new 2024 CD, New York Knock, featuring a supergroup of jazz musicians. After moving from Amsterdam to Brooklyn, Marius has performed and recorded with well-known artists all over and was the winner of the Pathways to Jazz Awards. He's got a lot going on. Enjoy this interview. Great to meet you. How are you today?
Likewise, I'm excellent.
Well, I got to tell you, New York Knock has been one of my favorite albums lately. I just ran it on repeat over and over again. So it's really an honor to speak with you. I appreciate you taking time out, and I'm looking forward to getting into this album, kind of your history of music. So up front, thank you very much.
Wow. No, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. Absolutely.
So I want to begin our conversation before we get into the latest album by covering what we lived through for the last 3.5 years or so. Going through a pandemic, particularly as an artist, was trying. How did you get through it, and how did it ultimately change you?
It made me realize how much I need to play music and to play with other people, and it was a very clear. It all became very, very clear that I really need that in my life. And when that was missing, that was very rough. Yeah. Very rough.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about the artistic forces that went in to New York Knock and how good it feels to have that out and have live shows happening. How does all this feel?
It feels amazing. Yeah, we had the album release show at Dizzy's Club last Sunday in New York, and it was sold out. And people were very enthusiastic, and the band sounded great. So it's a really good feeling to be able to present this music.
So, what went into this album? What was kind of the vision and overall vibe of this recording, so to speak?
It has a lot of different things in it. Every song has kind of its own story. The main subject, I would say, New York Knock. Knock stands for wake up call, which is kind of, for me, it's a realization of what is happening musically in New York, and how that has changed me and how that has influenced my playing, because I grew up in a very tiny village in the Netherlands of 300 people. So coming here was a big change, and it was a wake up call, so to say.
So what are you ultimately hoping the listener gets from this album?
A good feeling. Yeah, it's a lot of the songs have a hopeful feeling in it. Some of the songs also a little melancholic, but there's a hopeful kind of message in the songs, I would say.
So take me back to that small town in Europe that you grew up in, and tell me, how did jazz, and more specifically music overall, become a part of your pursuit in your life?
Right. Yeah. When I was a kid, my dad and my mom would always play music, and it would be all kind of different styles. So it would be like Stevie Wonder, it will be gypsy jazz, it will be boogie woogie, but it would also be like more Native American music, actually, and a lot of different things. And that, all of those different genres and styles I kept with me. And when I was 5, I started taking lessons, and quite soon I realized that I want to continue in this, and that I want to be a professional pianist.
So what was the first live jazz show that you ever saw that blew you away?
Well, the one that really blew me away was Marcus Miller at the North Sea Jazz Festival. That was, I think, when I was 15, and he had such an amazing band. Actually, Sean Jones played in his band at that time, and Sean Jones is on the New York Knock album now, so that is kind of a nice circle to have.
For sure. So who were some early influences? Who did you kind of emulate or look up to that kind of helped you find your voice and find the way that you were going to play?
A whole lot of people if I had to pick a couple, I would pick Bill Evans, Duke Ellington, Cedar Walton, but also more younger musicians around the New York City scene, like Stacy Dillard and Sean Jones, and uh, yeah, there's definitely coming to New York made a big change in my composing and also my playing. There's just a certain edge to it.
So was it always a dream of yours to come to America and to be a musician here?
It was always in the back of my head, and when I was 26, I was kind of at the point like I'm either going to do it now or it's not going to happen. So I made the decision to do it. I went to Purchase College. That was a good way to get into New York, and I received my visa, and I got some funding, some help to get it going financially. And the moment, the first moment I came here, I realized, yeah, this is exactly where I need to be. It was a really good feeling, and I just knew I made the right call.
What was the culture shock like? What was it like to come here? How did you adjust? How did you kind of begin your career in America? How did all that transpire?
Yeah, good question. I guess, well, first of all, I felt very much at home here, and I kind of felt also like I had a clean slate, so to say. I was able, I don't know if that's the right word, slate, but the clean, well, a blank page, so I could start again
Sure.
as a musician. Uh, and that was actually a really good feeling. And going to Purchase College was kind of a nice way to meet musicians, to hang out with musicians. I was living in the city all the time, even though the school is upstate. But I did want to get that city feeling, and also I wanted to go out to the jazz club most of the time. So yeah, that's what I did mostly. Just go out and listen to music, meet people, meet musicians, play on sessions, and slowly, I got into the scene.
So obviously, when you make a leap like that, you get to a city like New York, you've heard about all of these stages and venues. What was one of those venues that you always dreamed that you would play on and you finally did?
Well, the first one that I accomplished was Birdland. That was one of my first concerts I visited there when I came to New York, and then about 2 years later, I played there with the Birdland Big Band actually, and yeah, that was a kind of a nice milestone.
So is there a particular venue, pie in the sky, so to speak, a place that you would love to play that you haven't yet?
The Village Vanguard.
Yeah.
That's the number one on my list, I would say.
Yeah. So you clearly love this profession that you do so well in. What is it that you like the best about being a professional musician?
I guess it's playing and meeting musicians that are so inspiring to me, and that really touch me, and that show me how it's done. That's the most beautiful part, I would say. Just learning from people that have so much to say on their instrument, and yeah, that is very very much worth to me.
So why do you love jazz?
It is a feeling that it's a good feeling that makes you happy inside. I really think that this music can influence people's mood and the way they're feeling, and at least it does for me, for sure. So whatever mood I'm in, there's always some kind of jazz form that will lift my spirit, or that fits that mood, or yeah, it's a feeling inside.
So let's say you have access to a time machine. You can go back in time and see any jazz show ever. Where are you going? Who would you love to see live?
I would love to see Duke Ellington live. That yeah, that will be number one.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, everyone has a perception of you, your family, your friends, your fans, but ultimately you're in control. You run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Tough question. Who do I think I am? Well, I'm not very extrovert. I'm more of an introvert. But yeah, oof, that's a tough one. It will be easier if you would ask somebody else.
Yeah, you bet. No, I guess I just
Yeah.
want to kind of get to what your essence is, what you're projecting as a musician.
Well, I'm trying with the music that I write and the music that I play. I try to bring a good spirit. It's a spirit lifting music. That's what I try to achieve, and that, well, yeah, I guess that's the kind of the thing I want to bring forward with it.
Talking about everything kind of opening up, new album. What about live shows? We have a new year as well. How is all of that opening up for live shows and things progressing this year?
Yeah, I got a bunch of gigs coming up in March. I'm playing at Metro, I'm playing at the Django, I'm playing at Ornithology, and a really cool new club upstate in New York. It's called Uncle Chief, run by Ian Hendricks and Smith. And then I'm planning a tour in Europe for the summer, so that's exciting too.
Right on. So if anyone wants to pick up New York Knock, or they want to learn about live shows, anything else, where's the best place for them to go to do that?
That would be my website. It's just my full name, www.mariusvandenbrink.com. And there's an email subscription list, and that's where I'll put all my concerts.
Excellent. Marius, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the music. Have a great 2024. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much for having me, Joe. It was a great pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players and minds in Amsterdam, New York City, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. Thanks to Marius for its time, energy, and story. If you want to hear more Neon Jazz interviews, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to us at YouTube, and for everything Neon Jazz, go to theneonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.